Yo, it's Trivelli. I'm back, and today we are breaking down the Miami Heat struggles and what has led them to become a 7-14 basketball team over their first 21 games of the season. Please like, comment, and subscribe so I can continue to drop content Monday through Friday because I'm never slacking. Now let's jump into the action. Okay, so the Miami Heat are sitting at 7-14 with a 33% win rate. How did they get here? Why are things not looking so good for Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, Bam, and the Miami Heat? Well, the first major problem is injuries and health. Obviously, if the Miami Heat have had players like Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Goran Dragic, Tyler Hero, and just a myriad of others, if you want me to say role players like Myers Leonard or Chris Silva, and pretty much everyone on the team at some point has missed time due to either COVID or injuries. And I'm not talking like one or two players. I have witnessed this team play multiple games with only 8 players available, and I know a lot of other teams are going through this type of stuff too. If we've had multiple games without Jimmy, Bam, Dragic, or Jimmy, Bam, Hero, whatever the case may be, we've had multiple games without our star players. That is the number one problem, is because this creates a consistency and chemistry issue when all the players get back to playing with each other. They're used to playing with the backup and rotation players, and it might be hard to develop that chemistry. Who's a really good coach to fix this is Eric Spoelstra. Because of his incredible play calling and in-depth analysis, he does not care what position you are. He asks you to fill a role when you are on the court, not a stat sheet. So that is why Eric Spoelstra is the type of coach that could fix this. He knows exactly how to get the most out of each player, which brings me to number 2. The Miami Heat did not have time like possibly some of the other teams did when they were battling in the finals. They expended all of their energy. A lot of players on the Miami Heat were dealing with injuries at the time, and not getting a full offseason is a huge part of the Miami Heat's success over time. They need a full offseason to implement their excruciating regimen, which gets the Miami Heat players in the best shape out of pretty much any other team in the league. Everybody knows the Miami Heat training program is one of the most extensive, if you will, out of any other team. They develop their players into stud athletes. That is what the Miami franchise has done over the last 20 years. So that being said, with COVID and all the restrictions, it's been really hard for the Miami Heat to get a full training camp and get their players healthy. So that led to injuries, which leads me to my next point. The Miami Heat are not a consistent second half team. If we break down all of the losses, which by the way, the Miami Heat are 1-7 in their last 8 games, we can break down the fact that every single one of these losses, the Miami Heat have been outscored in the second half. So if you are always playing from ahead, you should always have a good chance to win in the second half. What is causing these players to break down? Well, like I said before, not having a proper training camp in between. It's the cohesiveness of the entire unit. We do not have all of our players. We have not had all of our players for most of these games. So when you break down the losses to the Brooklyn Nets or whatever it was, the Nuggets 109-82, I'm not looking at these games saying that the Miami Heat are tanking and now at this point this season's a loss. No, it will only be time to panic in Miami if we get another massive injury to one of these 5 players. Goran Dragic, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo. If those 5 players can stay healthy, I promise you, even being at 7-14, I'm not concerned yet. I will only be concerned if more injuries are flopped onto the table for the Miami Heat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope the Miami Heat can dig out of this hole, but I do believe that they will. Do not give up on a team just because they're on a 2-game losing streak and they're 1-7 in their last 8. This team can get streaky. We saw it happen in 16-17 when they rattled off 31-10 in the second half of the season. You guys all remember, or was it 30-11? Yeah, whatever it was the best record in the NBA for the second half of the season. They could totally do that again this year if everybody gets healthy. Do not count out Eric Spoelstra. Do not count out Pat Riley. Do not count out the Miami Heat. They will be back. All right, guys. Peace.